Rant. In this episode, we're going to talk about games, and this is my co-host.
So I'm depressed. I just opened a soda. The most unsatisfying twist of a soda can I've ever had.
You
like,
twist
nothing.
your soda cans?
It's a bottle. It's a bottle.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm Dr. Zombrain, Austin and Seth. I do have a root beer. You guys didn't hear that, though, and I'm really sad about that.
Yeah, I have a water. I have a jar of water because I started getting a headache, and I was like, I should drink water.
I feel that. I've been trying to drink a lot more water. I just been... Every, when I go to work, I have 1 or 2 cups, but then, when I'm at home, I throw some ice cubes in a mug or something.
Have you been using your fancy circle bobble?
Not that much.
Oof.
Just because I just need some ice cold, just straight water.
It isn't... Can't the circle bottle do that, where you, push the thing down and just get straight water?
No, it's a filter. So, I guess I can do
none in it.
No.
No flavor. Oof. My air up can be
I
that.
can
You push the
really
flavor
light.
pod down and it's just straight water.
But I think that's kind of the whole point, is because it's a filter. It also, it doesn't just filter flavor, it filters, the water. So, I'm not going to drink, swamp water, but I can drink tap water, and I don't feel as bad.
Interior resting.
Anyway, guys, it's been a little while. We did have an episode last week on anime stuff.
This is correct.
And the week before, what did we do the week before?
Wasn't that Fortnite?
Call of
I think
Duty
that was Fortnite. Yeah.
I think it was both. Just all the new seasons. However, in between there, we had Gamescom.
Mm-hmm.
And about 50 other things.
Yeah. As usual, the day that one of us isn't there to record an episode, a bunch of stuff goes
everything
down.
happens.
So,
yep.
Fun times.
Actually, JJ, the episode before that new season was July has been crazy.
Dude,
so August has been crazy, I guess.
Guess so.
Well, this one. Anyway, so JJ has a whole list. We're just gonna knock out a bunch of stuff. I will say there's gonna be a few things we discuss in this episode. If you guys want to talk about it, because we're probably gonna be able to take some of these topics and do full episodes on them. We just want to touch them to let you know that they're happening or that we are aware of these things. So if you guys want to give us some information on it, make sure you join the Discord, because they're gonna be in the process in the next few months.
Yes, that'll be interesting.
Yep, so remember, we got our Linktree, go join it. We have our Instagram, Twitter, Discord, Facebook, all the things.
I always cringe when we say Facebook, because it's true. We have a Facebook, but that is not the home for people that listen to this podcast.
I don't know, maybe we have some old grandpas. I feel like we looked at the age and there were some older people.
Yeah,
some
it's
grandpas
probably my parents and whoever my parents made listen to it.
Yeah, and they're going to be on Facebook, so, there you be.
Of course.
Anyway, JJ, where do we going to start? We have a lot. This is probably going to be a little bit of a longer episode, too, by the way.
Yes. All right, well, I think we should start with, the games-themed stuff. So we have, a bunch of stuff on this list that's gaming-themed, and then there's some, movie-themed other stuff. But we'll talk about the game-themed stuff first and save all the other ones for later. So, first off, Gamescom happened, as we said. There was a lot of stuff that went down during Gamescom, but we're going to hit some of the big ones here. I guess I'll knock this one out because you don't know a whole lot about it. Hollow Knight Silk Song got a... I can speak. It got a release date, and that is, I believe it's next month,
September 4th.
Yeah.
It's this week.
Real close.
JJ, that's this week.
It's this week.
That's this week. So,
it's so close.
The biggest thing I want to mention with this is how hilarious it's been. Because do you know what this game has done? Every other indie game has pushed back its release date to 2026. Peak has said, hey, enjoy until Silksong launches. Nobody wants to release the same week as Silksong.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny.
I mean, it's valid. This game is literally going to be one of the highest selling games in a long time.
And something that I'm really excited about is I might actually look at it. There's 2 things. One, it's hand-drawn. I love games like that. I really do enjoy the art style of Hollow Knight, even though I haven't played it. But something that I saw somebody saying was not that Hollow Knight's bad, but there's some pretty basic bosses in there, right? Because it's a small indie developer team. Silksong has like 40 unique boss like AI and attack patterns. Like it is going to be a super in-depth, visually stunning game, and I'm really excited. I might not play it, but I'll probably watch this one because it just sounds like it's gonna be super fleshed out and polished.
Silksong was literally the, hey, Hollow Knight got popular and this was just our preview. Now we have money, let's see what we can do with it.
Like, pretty much.
Yeah, so it's going to be awesome to see. And this is a day one Game Pass game, so a lot of people are going to be playing this.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, though, the game itself only costs $20. So everybody's going to be able to afford this. Like, there is not a single person I can think of that would be like, $20 is too much. No, that is less than I was expecting it to be. Most, like, high-quality indie games that drop these days are at least 30 or 40. But $20 is insanely
like 30, 40.
good for a, like, I don't even know the term
Again,
for it. Like a AAA
bosses.
indie game.
Mm-hmm. Actually, speaking of that, AAA indie game, there's one other game. Is there anything else about Silksong?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, we might mention it in our next Everything is Crazy, because we're probably going to have one for September. That's at this rate, this year's is going to be crazy. Squadron 42. Did you hear about that game? Have you heard about it?
I think I've seen it scrolling Twitter, but aside from that, not really.
So, I don't know too much about it. There's just a really funny comment from him, and it's some, like, side game or side mode from this other game. Again, I'm not too sure. But the biggest thing I want to talk about it is the one developer said that they think they're going to be on the level of GTA 6.
What?
That's what they said. They want to be to that level. Which sounds crazy, but then when the one guy I watched was going over this, right, he was reacting to this, one, that's not happening. Okay, GTA 6 is nothing's getting that. But I can kind of understand what they're talking about, because it's an indie game, okay? And they got a lot of their money from the community, raising money for the game, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The community actually raised $1 billion, apparently.
Dang.
And so there's actually, I think we talked about this before, there's like quadruple A now.
Mm-hmm.
And quadruple A is if you spend $1 billion. So even though it's an indie studio, if they spend $1 billion on this game, is that not quadruple A?
I mean, I guess it is.
But it's indie.
Bruh.
So when you said that, I'm like, that reminded me of that. Again, though,
Seth, do we need to include this in the next genres episode?
No. PTSD. No. Anyway, I really don't know much about the game. I just found it funny that anyone thinks they're going to be to the level of GTA 6. I think the only things that might be able to do that are Hytale and Silksong.
Yeah, I could see it.
But not Squadron 42, I've never heard of it.
Mm-hmm. Though, I will say, Deltarune did pretty good.
Yeah, Deltarune did pretty good too, but I don't think... It's not that Undertale's bad, but I feel like... No, I'd say it's on the same level. I was about to say, I don't think I've... Like, Undertale, I feel like has nostalgia to it versus, like, actual, but no, I feel like it is the same level as Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing with Deltarune, though, is it's kind of been drip-fed a little bit. I think if it launched one time, it would be really big, but because it's like every once in a while you get a random chapter here and there, it's not to that same peak.
Because when Chapter 1 came out, it was like a huge hit. Like, oh my gosh, he released another game. Everybody, we need to play it now. And then since everything else has been so slow over the years, it's like, okay, the hype has died down. So until the game is like complete, I don't think the hype is going to come back.
No. But anyway, I said Hytale in there. Do you want to mention some Hytale news?
Yeah, let's talk about Hytale. So, as you know, as long as you've actually been listening to our previous episodes, and if you haven't, how dare you? You're terrible. Go listen. Hytale has been going through some changes. I don't actually remember the last thing that we said about it. Actually, I don't remember.
I was just about to say, I think we might have actually covered it.
All of it, though?
I mean, with Simon saying, like, he's in the works with it. Because the last update was 8.12.
Hold on, I have to find Simon's account again.
So it's been like 2 or 3 weeks. So we probably covered that in, I guess, maybe we didn't directly cover it, but like Simon was in the works. But like the biggest update is Simon tweeted all in locked in. Just made my final counter offer, the only chance to see Hytale. I'm going all in. This is the timeline. Let's do it. Or let's go. The offer is 10 times what the true market value is. They have no team. No one can even start or compile the game anymore. I hired most who could and will continue to do so in the coming days. Hytale is for the players, by the players. And that was 8/12, and we had not heard anything because he said something else. I forget if it was in a comment or anything, but it's just the biggest thing is legal stuff because he's an actual what's it called? Like trying to figure out the price point and everything. Negotiating. Like actual negotiating. He has to be a little quiet. And that's it.
He made a tweet on August 13th saying, like, confirming that he's in discussions, and that was when things had really started and locked in. And in the comments, he said it'll be a couple weeks before he has any updates. It is now the 30th, so I'm hoping that pretty soon we'll start to hear something, at least by middle of next month. We'll probably hear how things are going, because obviously a lot of this stuff has to be kept under wraps for legal reasons, but with what he is able to tell us, he's basically saying this seems like it's going as amazing as it can be. So, I don't know if you saw, a lot of old Minecraft YouTubers are actually posting in the comments like, good luck.
Yeah, no, this is going to be huge. The comeback will be insane. Hytale, game that we waited 7 years, got shut down, and then launches by the original owner.
Yeah. Dude, this story is going to be awesome. We need, like, a documentary about this, like, ASAP.
Yes! Yes, you can do it in Hytale!
Yeah! Hytale documentary, let's go!
In Hytale!
That's awesome. But no,
and we can use his new profile
We're
picture for his avatar.
Oh yeah, new profile picture too. I'm excited to see what that is. It's definitely going to be something Hytale coded, absolutely.
I mean, that was 2 days after, so what if that was him sneakily saying something? Like,
it probably was.
I'm like, here, I'm going to pay you this money, but you have to sign an NDA, and you can't say, like, it is the new Hytale logo or something crazy.
I mean, randomly, and this was like a couple days after he posted that tweet about making the offer, he changed his banner on Twitter to...
I did see that, too, yeah.
To Hytale artwork, like official artwork. And so I'm wondering if that was like, hey guys, I can't tell you this, but look, I have Hytale artwork, I'm trying to tell you something.
Maybe. I'm very excited. This is going to be so good if it comes out. Because realistically, what more would you need? Because Minecraft is still getting the updates it has. Terraria 1.4.5, I'll just mention this real quick. There was an August update. It looks like with 1.4.5, they want to do a global release. So, like, every version will have it the same day, which includes the Chinese version. And it sounds like they're actually really close to it. So, with Terraria getting these crazy updates, and Terraria having all the content has plus modded, Minecraft having these updates, and you get Hytale, you're good for, like, the rest of your life. You play Hytale, you get bored, you go to Terraria, you do, like, a mage playthrough, and you go play Minecraft.
Yup, it is definitely
those
like,
3 games.
We have a trio of like amazing sandbox games now, and they're not like copies of each other either. These are all super unique ideas that, sure, they might have taken inspiration from each other in one area or another, but like that's the synergy of these sandbox games. Like they all work so well together, but are so unique in and of themselves.
So I'm very excited for this.
Yes.
Anyway, anything else, or do you want to move on?
We can move on to the next one. How about Splitgate?
Splitgate 2 is still active. However, Splitgate 1 is officially shut down. However, it from what I understand, they did go to local peer-to-peer play. So there is no like official like big server that you can play on, but you can still play Splitgate with your friends.
Yeah, so basically what this means for anyone who doesn't know is like, you know how back in the old days of Among Us, before they had online servers, you had to have like a host for the lobby, and then everybody else could join from there, whether you were like on the same Wi-Fi or you shared a code or something. That's basically what they've done. So the person who's hosting, they will be the server, and then everybody else joins the server from there. I am unclear myself if that means you have to be on a local area network or not, but it seems like you'll be able to play over the internet, just you have to connect directly to that one person. There's no like browsing.
Yeah. Actually, I just opened up. When does the season end? Oh, season ends in 91 days. Okay.
Dang. But yeah, so they also made it so that every single thing in the game, every cosmetic, everything they sold is all now available to every player. So there's nothing lost, right? Like you can download Splitgate 1 and experience every single thing that they put out over its lifespan. There's not a single thing that you will not be able to see, which I think is awesome.
It's like what XDefiant did at like its end, and I think that's a good thing. Like if you're gonna sunset it or you're gonna like shut it down to any extent, let people just mess around to really experience it for the final times or offline. Go ahead.
I was going to say, a lot of people were upset about the cosmetics at the very least, because obviously people... Oh, cat, get off my keyboard. A lot of people paid for a lot of these cosmetics, right? Like, these are things that people bought with real money. So, obviously, when everybody gets it for free, it kind of makes it feel like a ripoff. I just want your perspective on that. What do you think?
So, I completely understand what they say. But at the same time, like, my problem is not just the paid, but say, let's go for, like, again, we'll go back to XDefiant, or Call of Duty is a great example of this, or even, like, Minecraft achievements. There's certain achievements that you can get on Minecraft, like the PS3 version, like beat the game, beat the Ender Dragon, right? But there's other challenges where you have to do the Hunger Games. Nobody's playing the PS3 version anymore. So, it's the same thing here. Like, you can grind for gold on your guns, but if there's not enough people playing for it, just give it out. And that's the same thing. Like, I get that you spent money, but you can't even buy things anymore. Even if I wanted to buy things, they're shutting that down. So they might as well just give it out. Especially since it's only me. Like, it's one thing if I'm getting this super crazy looking gun and I'm going to play multiplayer. I'm only seeing it with my friends. I'm not, like, everyone's not seeing it.
Yeah. And a little bit of a tangent here, but I feel like this kind of leads into it really well. How do you think that logic should apply to consoles as well? Because not that long ago, when they retired the 360 storefront, now any 360 game that is like backwards compatible for Xbox, you can no longer buy its DLC. So like if it was a digital only DLC, you cannot access it. I experienced this recently. I went back and played the Force Unleashed games, and Force Unleashed 2 has a lot of DLC that is actually really cool and is recommended to play as a Star Wars fan, but I never got to play it. And when I looked, each thing is only like $1, but I can't buy it because that storefront isn't available anymore. Which means that DLC, if you don't actively have it downloaded on your console, you will never be able to get that again.
Yeah, I'd absolutely say give that out. Like, I was actually going through, because I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Zombies, and I just looked through. I want to go play and do Black Ops 4 and do, like, some of the other DLC, because, you know, before 2019, every season had its own, like, maps and stuff, but you had to buy the packs individually or you buy the season pass. I can't buy the individual passes. I can buy the season pass for $50 and I get all the DLC, like all the multiplayer and zombie map, but I can't buy them individually anymore. So, like, if I just want to play this one zombie map, I can't. And that's insane. Like something like Call of Duty Zombies, you not being able to play a map anymore. Luckily, PC has Black Ops 1 and 2, but that means if you wanted to play Zombies back then and you didn't buy it already, you can't do, like, some of the greatest DLCs of all time. Like, Black Ops 2, the final few maps at the end of the life cycle, people have, like, as some of their favorite maps of all time. You can't buy that anymore? I guess?
Yeah.
That's...
So, I guess it's kind of like... I don't know, I guess it would turn the console into like a physical only kind of idea, right? Because like obviously the 360 had Xbox Live, and I think it had a rendition of Game Pass where you could download games and, you know, play them like that. It never had cloud or anything, but I guess what that would turn into then is, instead of, you know, buying a game online, you would have to have the physical version to, you know, prove that you own the game, because you can't buy the game itself anymore, and they're not just going to give away every game that ever existed on 360 for free. So you put your disc into the console, and then just automatically you would have access to all DLC and content connected to that game for free, because you would be unable to buy it, and that would turn it into lost media.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. That's insane.
Yeah. Because it's really unfortunate. There were a lot of games that had, like, especially in the 360 era, they had dozens and dozens of DLCs, whether it's in the form of you get this weapon, or you get this weapon pack, or like here's an extra mission. Like everything was like,
I was about to say,
extremely broken up. Like you had maybe 20, 30 different DLC, and all of them were such tiny things. They didn't have like season passes or packs of stuff that you would buy. It was just you buy for $1 this one thing in the game. And so you can't do any of that now. Like some of them maybe have like a single DLC that got brought over to cross compatibility, but if it wasn't, it's just gone.
Yeah, I was going to say, even if it wasn't the guns, it's like the story element. Like, again, back to zombies, there's story in these maps. Now, if somebody goes through and plays them now, they literally cannot experience the story fully. They are going to be missing crucial details. Imagine other games. I know you said like Assassin's Creed. They'd have like big story missions, right? Afterwards. Like, they'd just be missing those. They'd just be missing that story and the lore. Like, that's... Huh. Okay, JJ, I think we should end that conversation there, because I feel like we're about to get to a whole other episode worth of content right there.
I mean, this is Nerdrant, so I'm just living up to the name.
This is Nerdrant, for real. Anything else you want to mention there?
Nope, we can talk about your COD stuff.
Okay, actually, while I was scrolling through, literally one day ago from Charlie Intel, just some nice things that I think more games need to do. At least for PlayStation, the Call of Duty HQ will be going down by 100 gigabytes. It's going to go from 126 down to 25.
That is
more games
so
need to
exciting!
Do that. More games need to do that.
They
Please.
do. I mean, I don't know if you saw, but Fortnite is launching their thin client in the next month or two, I think.
Theoretically. It's still set for 30 days, but I don't believe anything Fortnite related until it happens, because we can have that same day. It's supposed to drop today. Actually, it's next year.
Yeah.
So I don't believe anything until it happens, especially in Fortnite. But yeah, like more games need to do stuff like that. And then actually with the COD HQ, another big thing is you can actually now download Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 individually. So I don't know if that means like it's been completely be gone, or it's just going to be the current 2-3 games. I don't know. Anyway, so Call of Duty, we will be doing an episode on this in the future, but Black Ops 7 was announced at Gamescom. I'm very excited. There's a lot of stuff to cover, but again, Call of Duty next. But one of the biggest things they talked about was carryover. Carryover was in Modern Warfare 2 into Modern Warfare 3. And it's pretty much all the Modern Warfare 2 stuff is in Modern Warfare 3. All the maps, guns, and operators. Okay? How do you feel about that, first of all? As an outside perspective.
So, this is difficult, because for any other game, I would say it's unnecessary, right? Like, it's a cool idea, but it makes it so that you can't have a unique identity to that game.
Yes.
But with Call of Duty especially, having a game almost every year, and it being nearly identical to the one that came before it, except for minor changes, a different story, and maybe some new stuff, I feel like it makes sense. And I know a lot of the community disagrees, but like, it's all like the same quality of like visual. Like, it's not like it's like a generational leap in textures. It's all the same stuff. And I feel like if I spent $40 on, you know, a skin pack in the game, like not even 6 months ago, why should I have to forego that? So and not be able to use it in the new multiplayer that is getting updated.
So I get what you mean. I'd say that fits perfectly for Modern Warfare 2 into 3, right? Because they're Modern Warfare games. Modern Warfare is what? Modern Warfare. Like that's all Modern Warfare. Whereas Black Ops can be anywhere from the Cold War to futuristic. Like it can be anywhere from the 1980s to 2050. And so Black Ops 6 is Cold War. It's like 1980s, 1990s, early 2000s. Whereas Black Ops 7 will be set in 2035. We're going to have a bunch of futuristic guns and futuristic things. So the biggest thing with the carryover was, one, the guns, right? We don't want like World War II guns because we have like the PPSH. We don't want that in our futuristic game. We want futuristic, chaotic stuff. On top of that, it's not necessarily the skins, it's more so the collabs. People aren't happy with the Fortnite-ification of it, and they don't want this new game where they want to have its own identity, because I get what you mean, especially lately, but back in the day, every game has its own identity. Modern Warfare 2 was different from Modern Warfare 3 when you actually get down and play it. Whereas nowadays, Modern Warfare 2 and 3 and whatever are like the exact same in a lot of ways.
Here's what I think they should do. They should go back through all of the games that are part of the Call of Duty hub and all the things in the stores for each of the games. And I know this is a big task, but I think this would fix the problem. If they go through and assign everything, I don't know how to put it, like kind of an era. So like you have early wars, modern day, and futuristic. Assign every every bundle you can buy its own era, right? So all the stuff that has super advanced technology, like a robot skin and like futuristic guns, or even like magic-y stuff, that could be like the future era. And then everything that is like modern day looking weapons, like super realism, guys that are wearing, you know, modern day vests, soldiers, that could be modern day. And then all of the World War stuff, all of that could be, you know, the old era stuff. And that way, any game that comes out, if they decide to put it in the old era, like it's placed first in the timeline, then all of the stuff that's assigned that era will then work in that game. And then any stuff that comes out for that game will still work in that game and any others that have that era. Does that make sense?
So pretty much, you have a Black Ops game that's futuristic. You have a Modern Warfare, which is current, then like some third party, you know, where's the old stuff, and they keep updating those, and it's all the old stuff, like from all the old games in that one game. It's like all the World War games, like World War II, World at War is in this one, Modern Warfare 2, 3, maybe Black Ops 6, like more current stuff, and then you have your futuristic, Black Ops 3, 4.
They don't necessarily have to be separate games. I'm just saying for all of the cosmetics and stuff crossing over, all of that should have like an assigned era, so that any game that comes out in the future that matches that era, all of that era of cosmetics will work in that game. That way you're not having futuristic stuff in past era. You're having only that like World War era stuff in the World War era games.
That could work. So the reason I'm bringing this up is Carry Forward was supposed to be announced at Season 1, and everyone was making jokes. Season 1, we're going to have Beavis and Butthead day 1 of Season 1. It's just going to go from this futuristic COD that has a lot of promise. It's supposed to be the sequel to Black Ops 2, and there's a lot of visual elements to it. That does remind me of Black Ops 2, especially UI. Just to have all this stuff, they have actually listened to the community, and they have announced Carry Forward will no longer be happening, which a lot of people were happy about. And they listen. And do you know why they listened?
I don't know.
Battlefield 6.
Oh, yeah.
That's what a lot of people are saying. I can't confirm that, right? Because then it's also like, well, all the collabs and stuff they probably had announced. So maybe they already had this planned. But a lot of people are saying, now that we have Battlefield 6 and success of Battlefield 6, now that we have competition in that first-person shooter genre, because I'm sorry, I love Splitgate, I love X-Defiant, they were nothing. They were nothing compared to something like Battlefield 6. And now that we have competition, they're making changes. And that's probably why they have
a game that's going to stay, you know, matching its aesthetic. They want to be able to compete with the thing that's not trying to be Call of Duty.
Yeah. Now there's some other things with the carryover and stuff that like I'm happy / not happy about. I will say what I personally would have is a skin filter. You could either have all the goofy skins or you hit the filter and then you just turn them on to like one of the basic operators. I think that works for everyone, because then you can keep buying it if you really want to, and if you don't want to see it, you don't have to worry about it. But there's not, I don't want to go too much into it. We're talking about Black Ops 7 at the end of the month. The other big thing with Call of Duty was, I don't know if skill-based matchmaking was removed. It was not. I just played it earlier. It's not removed. That's what people were saying. Something happened with Call of Duty yesterday, or 2 days ago. It shut down. Black Ops 6, I was trying to load in, do some zombies, I couldn't. I went online, I'm like, oh. Well, apparently so was Cold War. And Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2. Everything was shut down.
Billy coughed on the servers again, guys. Get him away.
Now, I want you to know how bad this was, because I don't think you understand. Black Ops 3 is some of people's favorite Call of Duty, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was on PS4 and Xbox One, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Activision paid a third party, not Treyarch, a third party to make a PS3 and Xbox 360 port. They're not official. The campaign's not there. They look atrocious. PlayStation 2 games look better. JJ, even that was shut down. Even that Black Ops 3 360 servers were shut down.
Bruh.
Like, that's how bad it was. You know it's bad with the Xbox 360 Black Ops 3 server shut down. Like, everything, including some Tony Hawk Pro Staters. Like, every Call of Duty was shut down. I have no idea why.
The Activision servers just crashed.
But, like, that was really funny. So yeah, Warzone, Black Ops 6, Modern Warfare 2, we have Vanguard, Modern Warfare Remastered, like almost any current Call of Duty after Black Ops 2.
That's wild.
So, I don't know. People were saying maybe they're going in and changing this skill-based matchmaking. They didn't. You know, I was playing multiplayer earlier, and I was playing against a bunch of Prestige Masters. There is still skill-based matchmaking. It was rough. I'm currently 2 guns away, though, from getting Dark Matter, and I'm so excited. I'm also, like, 1 level away from Prestige Master. It's been really fun, but we'll talk about that at the end of the month. Anything else that you saw with Black Ops 7 that you really want to just touch on real quick that you saw from like trailers or anything?
Not really.
Okay.
This is an aesthetic that I'm really more excited for than any of the other Call of Duty games. So,
one other thing I want to mention with Black Ops 7 is the zombies, right? So I know you looked at some of the zombie maps. One of the things I'm really excited about is in Black Ops 7, all of the maps are going to be set in the Dark Aether. The Dark Aether is like this alternate space dimension thing, and what that does is anything. So instead of having to be set to like the real world like location, they can do it in different time periods. They can do magic. They can really be free with their creativity and not be locked into the same area.
Mm-hmm.
So all the DLC for all of Black Ops 7 for both multiplayer and zombies is gonna be unique. We're not gonna have to be locked down to basic guns. It's gonna be anything they can make that seems futuristic. And for zombies, it can be any time period. Futuristic, past, magic, or science.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited for BO7 for like that creativity element.
Yeah.
But enough with that. Because like I said, we'll cover that in a month. COD Next, we're gonna have a zombie reveal here in a week or two, and then that's gonna be a multiplayer reveal. But we got like 50 other games and movies and shows and stuff to talk about.
Yes. Alright, next game on our list. Let's see. Lego Batman. Any thoughts?
Yeah, Lego Batman. So from what I heard, it's gonna be awful. Because they have the Trickster challenges coming back, or Riddler challenges, and somebody was like, purely for that, this man's dying and like getting 7 feet under. It was the bane of existence.
They're fixing it though. They're making it better.
Other than that, I have not heard a single negative thing except people not understanding internet literacy. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm excited for this. So Seth doesn't really play Lego games. Legos is not his thing. But I do. You said you played a Lego Batman on the Wii? ?
Yeah. Actually, hold up. There, I'm sending you an image real quick for Lego. Do you want to see some generational wealth? Just sent it to you on Discord.
Oh no. Let's go. That's great.
I know enough about Lego games. I know.
So, yeah, most of the Lego games, if you've played one, you kind of experience them all, because they're very similar at their core. It's just the story and characters and stuff like that is a little different.
Different worlds.
But
it's Lego, it's just Star Wars or DC. Like, it's Lego, but it's just these characters and world.
Yeah, and it's because they're all made by the same studio, Traveler's Tales, TT Games. They do a great job. They do an amazing job on these games. The last one that they did, the Skywalker Saga, was very different than anything they've done, but it was insanely well received. This one is going to be along those same lines, where it's not going to be like the old Lego Batman games. It's going to be a huge open world, almost Arkham style. I don't know if you saw about
That's
the
what
combat.
I heard. It's going to be like Lego Arkham almost.
Yeah, this will be the first one that's had difficulty settings. Like, you can actually choose, do you want it to be, easy kid mode, or do you want it to be, hey, I'm an adult playing a Lego game hard mode?
That actually sounds really cool.
Yes, no, I'm really excited for it. I have never played any of the Lego Batman games, but I am excited for this simply because of it just sounds like it'll be fun as an adult Lego fan to play because of all the stuff there will be to do. It's not going to be based on any Batman trilogy person's franchise. It's going to be Bruce Wayne's story from beginning to end is how they put it. And we have seen scenes and characters recreated from a bunch of the different franchises. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes, and I am really excited to see it.
I will say, if I played a Lego game, it probably would be Batman. Like, just from the stuff I've seen, especially when it comes to the movie, like the Lego movies and stuff, like Lego Batman. Like, Batman can be so funny, and like, so if we can get some of that great goofiness in there, but it's like an Arkham-style game, like, I could totally see myself trying this.
Yeah. No, Lego is known for Star Wars and Batman, so this one is definitely going to be a big one. What was I going to say? I was going to say something else. I forget what it was. Hold on. Oh, I remember. So something I wanted to bring up that I haven't seen a whole lot of people actually talking about. A couple months ago, I think maybe 5 or 6 months ago, Lego announced that they weren't going to be working exclusively with Traveler's Tales anymore. They were going to be making all of their games in-house, which basically means that they aren't collaborating with them anymore. They have their own studio that they're going to make games at. And so over that time, we've actually seen a couple Lego games announced that are nothing like the Lego games we've gotten. Like, we had Lego Party, which is basically Mario Party, but Lego. We've had a Lego co-op game, almost kind of like It Takes Two, but Legos. It's puzzle based. It'll be interesting. I'm gonna try it, but the point is, it's very different than the games we've gotten thus far, and people were like, it's kind of sad that era is done, because people really liked those Lego games, and they had a pattern and people could trust it. And now we have another Traveler's Tales Lego game that's been announced, and now I don't know what to think, because I thought they were done.
This, from the size, if it is that size, they probably already had that working on. Like, no more future titles. Like, we are not going to be starting any new projects in the behind the scenes with them. But that doesn't mean they don't have 1 or 2 IPs that they are currently working on to finishing up. So this might be the final one. They might have one more that they've already signed a contract on, but no new contracts will be formed. I
kind of am hoping that once they see how good this game does, they keep working with them, just not exclusively. Because it's nice that we're getting some small Lego games here and there that aren't
they sound like Nintendo
the basic
games.
Formula. But
like some Nintendo type Lego games.
Yeah, because obviously, like I said, Lego Party came out. We've had a couple Lego mobile games come out, and then there was that one that we got on Epic Games for free a little while back. It was like a weird adventure one, I guess. But then obviously we have all the Lego Fortnite collaborations happening.
Yeah.
I just hope that we still get a steady flow, like every 5 years or so, maybe we get a new Traveler's Tales Lego game, because there's nothing like it, right? Like, this is as close to AAA Lego that we are going to get. And so if they just completely shut that down, I don't think they're going to be able to compete with these games. I think these games will forever like be the shadow that they are living in, trying to make something that'll live up to it.
I don't mind them making their own, like, don't have exclusively working with them. Like, again, I don't like Lego games that much, right? But they are a pattern. If you like Lego games, you're probably going to buy almost all of them. And now you can't trust it because it's different. That doesn't necessarily mean they're bad, but they're not going to be the same no matter what you do. And I don't understand when these big studios like Lego or Disney that like have these IPs and they've made 1, 2, 3 games and then they remove this developers. It's like they made the money. It's not the IP, it's the developers that did something with it. Yeah. And now you're
that's what I mean.
that.
I hope that they realize after they see how well this does, because they have a couple games, like tiny little Lego games launching in the next, I don't know, year or so, and none of them look interesting to me. They look like maybe I'd play it if somebody already owns it, but like I'm not gonna spend money on it. So I'm hoping they realize, like, okay, we need to keep working with them even if we're doing our own stuff on the side. And by the way, Traveler's Tales hasn't done anything else. Like, they had like a couple tiny games before they did Lego, but after they did Lego, that was all they did. So Traveler's Tales might die if there's no Lego in it for them.
That's also bad.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I have not heard anyone talk about that. That does not sound good. However, I will say, compared to other studios like Disney, I feel like Lego has generally doesn't struggle as much when it comes to like the consumer. I feel like generally I hear more positive thing, like Lego is a huge company. I don't necessarily hear them in a lot of controversy, especially when it comes to us, whether that be shows or games. So maybe they'll listen and they'll see it, but we'll see.
We hope, because I've been hoping for a Harry Potter one as well, like a Harry Potter, not reboot, but like what they've done with Star Wars and now Batman is like a big open world, like here's a huge Lego world to explore, and it includes all the movies, and the
like
Fantastic
Skywalker
Beast
Saga.
ones never got anything beyond like the couple levels in Lego Dimensions. So I was hoping that they'd include that
Lego
as well.
Dimensions. That's the name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah.
I had a Lego Dimension Doctor Who.
Wait, you do?
I had it. I don't know where the set is. I had a little mini TARDIS.
If you have it, I need it. I need it because I have the portal and everything still.
So like I had it. I had it.
I will help you
where
go
that
through your
is
stuff to find it, because I don't want to pay $50 for the expansion pack on eBay.
So here's the problem: is I moved, and there are things that I wanted that I would have found when I moved, because I put every single item I owned in boxes, and that and my like $70 Bible that I got for graduating high school that was signed by Larry the Cucumber. I do not know where it is.
Not the Larry the Cucumber Bible.
It's rough.
No. Oh my goodness.
Also, I would absolutely give you it, and I just want the Lego set somewhere on my desk or something. I would love that, but I do not know where it is.
No, I've looked on like eBay for all the expansion packs because I wanted to like collect them for a little while, because I thought it'd be cool to have like all the series and just have them here. I really wanted the Portal one for one, but they're like so expensive now. Like, you know how Legos are like stocks and they get more expensive after they're not made anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's like that for Lego Dimensions is like triple that. Like it's blown up and then now it's swelled up on top of that. It's like a pack that was $20 before is now like $90.
Unfortunate.
It's crazy.
If you just want the Lego expansion pack, I'll split it with you, and I get the Doctor Who Lego, and you can get the character.
Sigh.
Anyway, any more Lego news?
Not that I can think of, no.
Gotcha. Oh, and I do want to just real quick, one last thing on Call of Duty while I was looking through my PlayStation. I did pre-order the Vault Edition. I'll be playing it day one, especially the beta. I am so excited.
Yas Queen.
Anything else you're gonna pre-order, JJ?
Dude, I don't got no money. You think I'm pre-ordering games?
I'm waiting for my next paycheck, but then I want to pre-order Ghost of Yote still.
No,
Okay.
I'm not playing that.
You can't. Not right away, unless you get the ROG Ally X. We don't know much
Sorry.
about that. We'll come back there
Still don't
whenever
know
we
price,
get.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
any other games?
quick Roblox thing.
Yeah, Roblox is in hot water, to say the least.
Yeah, so obviously if you play Roblox, you know they're not great with moderation and child safety. They try to be, and they try to act like they are, but they absolutely aren't. There's no safeguards there at all. Heck, Fortnite's creative system is better.
I was about to say Fortnite's not good either, but
It's
Fortnite
not, but it's
compared to
better than
Roblox. in terms of child safety, I think they both are awful in what they project as like they have so much copy paste slop in both of them. But for child safety, I definitely think Fortnite actually looks at that and will ban it.
Yeah, I think Roblox in general needs new management, because did you see they want to actually full on integrate a dating system into Roblox?
There's voice chat and already 18 plus stuff. So guys, pretty much it's awful. We can probably spend an hour talking about it right now. That is one of those things I said earlier. We will be doing an episode on Roblox. Let's just say there's a documentary in the works about it. That's how bad it is.
And it's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, we won't get into the deep ends of it, but it's definitely a child safety issue, and so they have one of the top people in child safety doing a documentary on it, along with the top YouTubers talking about this problem, coming on to feature in it, so...
I think what really sucks about this, I'll just say this much, what really sucks about when, this type of stuff happens is it's going to hurt the entire platform.
Yeah.
Because, let me tell you, the Roblox that I play is not that. It is the basic simulator. It's like mining simulator. I just want to mine some ore, get a new pickaxe, and get a new backpack. That's all I want to do. Or bubblegum simulator, blow a bubble and jump super high in the clouds. It's not all this role-playing dating stuff, and there are some high-quality, horror games on Roblox. It's a full engine, but because it's mostly directed towards kids, it has this, stigma almost around it, but then also, just the terrible child safety features.
Yeah.
And so, if this shuts down Roblox, I'm gonna be sad, because Roblox is way more than that, but I also can't be yeah, that's fair, because it is just how much of a risk it is. But again, we'll talk more about it in an episode in the future. So make sure you hit the bell and join the Discord whenever we go like that. And that's one of those things, if you guys have any information on that you guys have experienced personally or you've seen a video on, send in the Discord. We'd love to watch it for that episode.
Anyways, last game to talk about, Fortnite. Just a quick update on things that have been happening in Fortnite. We got the new season for Festival, Gorillas. I don't think a whole lot of people were excited about this, but it happened, and the skins are pretty accurate to their characters, so that's nice.
Yeah. I don't know, I've never heard them.
I believe there's one song of theirs that a lot of people have heard. Not that everybody likes, that everybody has heard at least once, because it kind of floats around in different internet spaces. So I'm sure you've heard something by them, and you probably just don't realize it was there.
Probably. I'm bad at that in general, especially if it's going to be a small artist.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they're a small artist. I'm not... Don't come at me. I don't care enough, actually. You can come at me. Yeah, there was that.
How about the big competitive thing that we either forgot to mention last time or hadn't happened yet?
What big competitive thing?
The loot pools.
Oh, being separated? Yeah, loot pools are separated. Thankfully. Finally. Why do we have to play this cat and mouse game?
Yep, finally the any competitive game modes, not just
BR.
What am I trying to say? No, not BR. The cups.
The tournaments.
Tournaments, thank you. Not just the tournaments are limited cut down.
Well, the tournaments have
pools.
always been like that. It's
cut down.
Well, the
move
tournaments
pools.
have always
It's-
been like that.
Yeah.
It's now the ranked mode is like the
it's-
tournaments.
Yes. Which is literally what we've been asking for ages, and every single leaker and Fortnite community member was celebrating on Twitter when this happened. So please, Fortnite, see this and keep it.
Please. No, the other news I wasn't sure if you were talking about was just the globals are happening next week, which is a big thing.
There is that too,
which I'm excited about. There is actually one thing I want to mention. I want to scroll back. This is really funny. I want to tell you two hot bars of some competitive people, and I just want you to see just how big the one guy is. So Ritual, he's one of the biggest ones, right? He is consistent. He has a green Sentinel. He has 6 minis, 5 bandages, 20 Flowberry Fizz, and a purple Rucker revolver.
Mm-hmm.
And then Peterbot has a mythic AR. He has one of the exotic pumps. He has the exotic Wrecker revolver. He has Medmist and a big pot.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how Peterbot does. He's apparently unconned at his entire POI.
Ah.
Speaking of one other funny thing with Fortnite is, did you see they also removed all the medallions from normal pubs?
Yeah.
But then kept it in ranked in comp.
Yeah.
All the medallions, I don't understand why they would actually, but apparently nobody keeps them though, because with the movement this season, it's not smart to have your location marked, because the main movement is Flowberry Fizz mixed with the super launch pad, but with hit scan, you just get shot out of the sky. Like you can be like, oh, this person is landing there. They now have the medallion, they're landing, and I can see they're moving, and like you can just be notified. So a lot of people actually have been carrying medallions in comp.
Yeah.
Which is really funny that that's where the medallions are, but not pubs. I feel like they're okay in pubs.
Yeah.
But they're not used in ranks, removed in ranked. The other thing that was added, but they're removed, but added back, is we officially have the missile strike. Have you seen this thing?
Yeah.
I have not played with it. I do not want to play with it. All I see is mech and like Season X flashbacks with the mech and the old strike, missile strike.
Mm-hmm.
All I have is PTSD. And there's
Yeah.
also Siphon and Reload of some sorts, which is cool. Oh yeah, we could talk about Blitz.
I was going to bring up One Punch Man because that'll lead us into Blitz. So
Yeah. Well, actually, how about before we get there, because there's a lot to talk about, let's talk about the other collab that dropped. Deep Rock Galactic. That's it.
So anyways, you can
There's
move
a
on.
skin.
Yeah, One Punch Man.
One Punch Man. We've got Saitama in-game. We also have Geno and Terrible Tornado. They have their sets. They're cel-shaded. I just love Saitama's shopping bag. It's really funny. I think it fits really well with Miku. If you know, you know. How do you feel about the skins? Again, as someone that doesn't watch the anime.
The one guy with the mech arms was pretty cool.
Geno's is pretty cool.
Yeah. Aside from that, nah.
Yeah, One Punch Man isn't my favorite. However, I do need your thoughts on this. What do you think of Saitama with the holographic thing on him? Like, do you think it's on purpose?
I don't know.
I don't think it's on purpose. But I really find it funny when stuff like this happens and everyone's like, because he's not supposed to be able to die. Like, you know, he's One Punch Man. He's a spoof character. He's supposed to be overpowered. So it's the fact that people are saying he's like a different version, and the reason he's a hologram is because he can't die, so that you don't actually have Saitama in game. I think that's kind of funny. Other than that, there's nothing really specific about him. Some cool emotes, I guess. But then they did have a collab item with him, but it's only in Blitz. I think.
Yes, it is. So the medallions, for anyone who doesn't know, the medallions are like the main facet of Blitz. Like you get different medallions, different weeks, and you like spawn with them. You can get them from gaining Blitz level, all this different stuff. And so this medallion, when it came out, it was not meant for BR. It came out in Blitz, and it's just like a week long of everybody in Blitz will have One Punch. Period.
Well, I think it's a
on everything.
weekend guarantee, but then in the week it's going to be like a normal item, and pretty much what the medallion does, you run super fast with your pickaxe, and you one-shot. You do 250 damage with your pickaxe.
You one-shot builds, and you one-shot people.
You're one-punch man.
Yep.
Everyone is, though.
Yep.
However, the reason I say, like, question mark with it being in Blitz, did you see the trailer?
No.
Like, I think it was meant... I don't know what it was meant for. Because the trailer was recorded in the Hive. So not a Blitz POI, but a BR POI. By the way, also in Blitz, we are now in Chapter 4. They changed the map again. It's Chapter 4, which is pretty cool. But it's in the Hive, which is a current BR season. And then also in the background, they have the medallion. But JJ, it's not a medallion. It's actually a legendary boon that they used. They didn't actually use Saitama's medallion. So I'm like, if it's for Blitz, why not record it in Blitz with the medallion? Like, why are we doing it in the Hive and trying to sneak? Like, what? Like, I'm so confused. Like, was it meant for it? But even if it was meant for it, they still had to use a boon in the BR.
Seth, you're thinking too deep into this.
Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, I still haven't, like, played, like, any Blitz because I'm waiting for a build. Which is not happening. What else was there? Oh, yeah. And then also, actually, wait. Did we get Kevin? Did we get the red Kevin?
Not yet. I believe that's like 24 hours from now or something like that.
I thought it was the 28th or 29th.
No. It's Revan, by the way, is the official name. They've actually used it in the Discord. The Fortnite account
is that like 1,000? Because I've seen like 5 names that like everyone's talking about, and then it switches.
Yeah, no, the official like Fortnite account in Discord has used Revan as the name, so Revan will be this cube's name.
Okay, I see the light tracker, so it should be hopefully happening here. Like you said, yeah, 24 hours. Okay, because originally the date was the 28th.
Yeah, I don't know if they moved it or something, but yeah, it'll come down in like a day or so. So we will see.
Yeah. We'll talk about that whenever that happens, because again, Fortnitemares is happening this season, which I'm very excited about. Also, one other thing we can talk about Fortnite before we end it. By the way, guys, we're coming up to the hour. There is more to talk about. It's got to be a longer episode. There's a lot to cover. Lots of stuff has happened. With Fortnite, though, did you also see that we might go back to Chapter 3 for the Simpsons season?
Yeah.
So... that kind of makes sense, though, that we're going to have a mini season in Simpson, but the reason, like, what if they change every POI, but they just label it like a certain part of Springfield, but it's the Chapter 3 map, but the POIs are slightly different, or Simpsons themed. And then we get our it's like Chapter 2 remix, right? Where we had, like, the rappers, but instead of rappers, it's Simpsons stuff.
But
so that way we get our mini...
Point.
I'm not saying it's good.
Like...
I'm not saying that's good, but I'm saying that might be why we are going to a different map for it, leading into Chapter 7.
I mean, I understand a different map. Like, completely, I understand a different map. I just think it should be a Simpsons, like, complete map.
Like Reload?
That should be
like
all it is.
We had this Squid Games one.
Yeah, like, I think it should be, even if it's just, like, a smaller map, or, like, it's mostly empty, I think it should be a Simpsons-focused map, and that should be it, if they're going to go down that route. Because I don't think our one shot at going back to Chapter 3 should be... Simpsons. Like, that's so dumb. Chapter 3 had an awesome map. Like, Chapter 3 was a great map. I don't want to go back there and it just be... Springfield coded. Like, that's so dumb.
My thing is, if we go back to Chapter 3, even if it is good, even if it is Chapter 3, not Simpsons, Chapter 3, I feel like if I go back to Chapter 3, like, Chapter 2 was great and all, but I wasn't happy with the collab stuff. But even then, like, it was cool to go back to it. I feel like if I go back to Chapter 3, I'm gonna be sad, because we have Chapter 1 OG. Chapter 3, I think, is when Fortnite really fell off. That's when we had so many problems, whether it be competitive, whether that be, like, buggy maps. Like, I don't know if you remember, beginning of Chapter 4, we threw the tires on everything, and the cars just, like, the rocks and everything weren't properly level, and we were glitching in all the cars in the beginning of Chapter 4. Like, it was buggy.
Mm-hmm.
And it really fell off there. I do think Chapter 4 is better than Chapter 5, map-wise, but Chapter 3 was the last time it really felt like Fortnite. And if I go back there for a month, I'm gonna cry. Because we're never going back there. Like, Chapter 6 is proof of that. Like, we're not going back there. And I'm really nervous about Chapter 7 unless Chapter 7 is 7-themed.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Oh, total side note. I watched a video. I forget the channel that did it, but it was like the Fortnite lore is confusing or something like that was the title. And it was basically like a perspective of somebody who doesn't really play Fortnite trying to understand the Fortnite lore. And that kind of made me realize, okay, maybe this is kind of convoluted and weird. Because, like, he was correct for, like, the point where the story was obvious. So, like, the chapter 1 and up until, like, the beginning of 2, he had no idea what was going on. And then through 2 into 3, he understood it more. But then after Chrome, nothing made sense anymore.
Look, if it feels any better, like, we would literally do an episode every season going over the lore. And I'm still lost. Like...
yeah.
But anyway, again, we'll cover more Fortnite later, but Fortnite's doing Fortnite things. Is there any other games we want to talk about? There is one more game I want to talk about, but is there anything else on the list before we get to the other media or this game?
Go ahead.
All right, so the big thing is Helldivers 2. So this was another big thing with GameCon. We're ended on this. Like, this is a really big deal. Helldivers 2 just launched on Xbox.
Woohoo! Helldivers 2 on Xbox, let's go!
With a Halo collab.
ODST specifically, that is worth noting. And I know you wouldn't know this, but ODST are not Spartans. They are basically just enhanced military. So the Spartans have like these big mech suits, and they themselves are like trained from young to be these awesome soldiers, and so they are like on another level of strength and awesomeness.
They're the generals, whereas these are just the soldiers.
Yeah, the ODST are often referred to as like the cleanup crew for the stuff that happens after the Spartans were there. They're like still really good, hard trained soldiers. They had a game, I think it was back in Halo 2 or 3. It was kind of like a side game that happened. So it came out with it, bundled with it, and you just play that as like an after story. But still really cool, and I'm honestly respect them more for making it ODST instead of Spartans, because they fit this game a whole lot better than the Spartans do.
But this, and I think a big thing with this is, I don't think it's necessarily, because I've seen a lot of people bashing Xbox and PlayStation, like all the like the communities and stuff. I really don't know why. I think this is huge for everyone. But I know one of the things I saw about specifically with Halo is the fact that like when Halo is done properly, people still want it. Because the last thing we had was Infinity, right? Halo Infinite.
Yeah, Infinite.
Is that what it was? Yeah. And that did not receive very well. It's not necessarily that Halo's dead. It's the fact that that game sucked. But if Halo is done properly, whether that be in a full game or in a collaboration, people still like Halo.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is like a great way of doing a Halo collaboration.
Halo is, and I know this is a strange comparison, is kind of like Star Wars when it comes to the community. It's like there are very few cases where you can do it so right that everybody agrees that it's good. Like there is a group of people that liked Infinite, and I liked Infinite, and I have played all of the other Halo games and enjoyed those too. And it's like, it's one of those things where when something new that's Halo comes out, it's probably not going to be well received at first, and then it'll settle into some of the community likes it, some of them don't. But this has been one of the things where most people honestly agree that this was a good decision.
Yeah. And the biggest thing with this isn't even, I feel like, the Halo. It's the PlayStation Xbox. Like, they are tied together. Like, opening up a game or like collaboration or a trailer and seeing not necessarily it's launched on both, but developed by both is crazy. Mm-hmm. By both PlayStation and Xbox. Like, I think that was one of the biggest things out of the Gamescom was that.
Yeah, so it's like the final signifier that the war is truly over. They are working together now.
They are. I saw it was fake image, but I really wasn't sure when I saw the Helldivers, it was a Master Chief in PlayStation 5 case and Spider-Man in Xbox case.
Mm-hmm.
I saw them like, is this real? This doesn't feel real. But I did see that video and that's real. So I don't know. That is fake. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're not that far off, at least from digital launches of Master Chief and Spider-Man. I mean, the Xbox RG Ally will have Steam, which will have the PlayStation exclusives.
Mm-hmm. And
Obviously,
at that point, if people are buying that to play Xbox games on the go, why not just, they're going to do it anyway, make it easier and put it on Xbox, right?
Yeah. And Ghost of Yote won't be there, right? PlayStation will probably still have its exclusives for a year, but then a year after that, so next October, you can play Ghost of Yote on the RG Ally or on Xbox maybe. Mm-hmm. Like maybe they will just post it straight to Xbox, which would be crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a really good thing. I think that's a good thing for everyone.
Definitely.
Now what?
I guess our segue into some of the other media stuff can be the other COD news that was happening.
Oh, yeah! Yeah! Are you talking about the show?
Movie.
Yeah, there's a Call of Duty movie, which I'm very excited and nervous about.
Okay. Let's get this right. There is not a Call of Duty movie yet. Paramount wants to buy, or is probably buying the rights to make a Call of Duty movie. There's no team behind it. There's no script written that we know of yet. Paramount just wants to buy the rights to making a movie about it. So chances are we are going to get one, because I don't know why they'd look into buying it if they weren't planning to do something with it. But we are probably going to get one, and it will be put out by Paramount if that is the case.
So we go there. So again, yeah, nothing confirmed. But my biggest thing is, if they do make a movie, I want to know about what. Are we going to get a Black Ops story? Are we going to get a Modern Warfare story? Or are we going to get, like, a Call of Duty game? Like, one game for all the zombie maps. And do some crazy, like, horror zombie movie where we go through all these different locations that are set in the same time period. And one is after another. Like, Black Ops 7, every map is right after another. It's all in around Liberty Falls. Like, Janus Tower from Reckoning, the new map. Shattered Vale, the house is on the hill back behind Liberty Falls. Like, they're all right together. So are we going to get, like, a movie where it's all those maps / story and boss fights and lore and, like, horror in one movie? Or like
I really hope they go down the route that I think it was Resident Evil is doing with the movie that they're coming out with, where the director or writer or somebody involved with it has already said that they are not retelling a story that any of the games have already told. They're telling a story that is parallel to them. So it follows a different character and happens probably at the same time as them, and you will see interactions. So you'll get the main idea of the story that happens in the games, but to truly experience the characters from the games, you have to play the games. The movie will be something that you can experience separate from them. And I think that is the best way to handle a franchise turned into a movie, because you're not disrespecting the fans of the games by, like, remaking a story that they loved. And you're also making something that is new to the franchise, so that instead of it being solely for fans, like, hey, the FNAF movie, right? Like that.
Yeah.
Instead of it being something that you're really not going to understand unless you've been following the franchise, it's a new story for new fans, and old fans can enjoy it because it's not redoing something they loved. I hope that is what they choose to do with this.
That could be really cool. And thinking about that, like, when it comes to zombies lore especially, like, there is a lot of characters anywhere from the moon to, like, a team doing something there. So we can follow, like, the research team that's on the moon doing the moon stuff and the creation of that, and actually have that more in depth instead of just little lore drops, like, here and there from like audio logs or, like, quips to people. But then they interact, and the team from the game, when we teleport there, and that's how we end or start it. Like the end, like an end credit scene, that is the intro cutscene to the zombie map or something.
Mm-hmm.
That could be really cool.
Yeah.
So, like,
Here's another question I want to bring up, though. And obviously, they don't have to do this. But in a world where the Call of Duty cutscenes are so hyper-realistic already, do you think it's possible that instead of filming a movie traditionally, they would mocap the whole thing?
So almost like the cutscene, but extend that and make it movie level.
Turn it into a movie. Because Call of Duty, obviously, I said this when I saw it for the first time. I was like, holy crap, is this like live action? No, that was mocap. It just looked so hyper-realistic. And that's clearly not hard for them to do if they're putting out a game every year. So, what if instead of filming the movie traditionally, they mocapped the entire thing? That would give them so much more freedom on what they're able to do
like zombies,
visually
like instead of it being capped as live action, you can go crazier with the zombies.
Exactly. So it would kind of be a mix between an animated movie and a live action because it's so hyper-realistic. It would be the first of its kind to ever do something like this. And I think if they were going to do it, this is the franchise to do it with because it already has shown that it can be trusted with this kind of media.
And it also can be shown that, like, whether people like some of them or not, they generally have decent story ideas, and they have multiple worlds. You can have different zombie games. You can do Modern Warfare, like the newer old trilogy, Black Ops. Like, you can do some crazy, like, mind-bending, like Black Ops 3, Black Ops 7, or you can do some, like, spy thriller, like Black Ops 6. Like, there's so many different storylines we can follow and character beats that we can go through.
And it would save them so much set-building money as well, especially because it's, I don't know what the term is. It's a war movie. It's a military movie. They would have to spend a lot of money on safety for these props and stuff, and like all of these like realistic looking guns and war materials and whatnot. They would spend a lot on that if it was live action. But if they make it mocapped and it's animated, they don't have to spend the money on any of that because it's all fake. It's all digital, right? All they would need is a license to be able to animate it, and boom, they're good.
That could be so cool. I do want to ask you, did you watch the not COD Next, did you see the COD section and like the behind the scenes for Gamescom?
Yes, I have seen a good bit of that.
So like, because a lot of the Gamescom was mostly campaign stuff, so we saw some behind the scenes on how that was made. How did you feel? Like, that was pretty interesting, like seeing the behind the scenes with like mocap and stuff. Like how they go through and make everything and how efficient they are.
It's absolutely really cool. And no matter your feelings on the game or, Call of Duty as a franchise, you have to admit what they're doing there with that technology is insanely good. Like, it is advanced to another level, and they are skilled to another level. They are doing an amazing job at that. And there's like nobody competing right now with the kind of stuff that they're putting out. So it's awesome to see just all of the work they're doing.
Okay, well, we'll come back to this when we might have, like, confirmation of that. We have a lot of other stuff, JJ.
Yes, okay. So that leads us into the rest of our, like, movie media stuff. You said you had something on Mr. Beast. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So Mr. Beast was on a Rolling Stones list of most influential of 2025. And he commented on it saying, "Who is this guy?" That was above him. And I saw multiple videos about that, and I'm like, that's gotta be fake. He actually said that. He really said, Mr. Beast said, "Who is this guy?"
Who was it?
Caleb something. Why am I blanking on the name? It was like a podcast guy. I'm looking at the replies for Mr. Beast. It was a little bit ago now, but it was just really funny that someone like Mr. Beast really pulled the classic Fortnite. Who's this guy? Never heard of them.
Huron?
Yeah. He's like one of the biggest
comedian and writer.
Yeah, he's been a really big influence, especially this year, like gaining followers and gaining influence. And I feel like the problem with Mr. Beast is, even though he gets a lot of views, in 2025 specifically, I don't really hear as much about him. Other than some like, he's doing good stuff, don't get me wrong, like Team Water and everything. But for 2025, I haven't heard nearly, like, he hasn't been, like, constantly doing crazy beats. But the fact that he really said, like, who is this guy that has almost over 1 million subscribers? Like, again, doesn't mean they're that big, but for 2025 specifically, Mr. Beast really saying something like that, like, it feels like satire, but he really said it with his whole chest.
I mean, I can understand it to an extent because this is like a big article, right? You would think they would do the thing that gets them clicks instead of like putting a small creator up top and helping bring attention to them, right? Because like in today's world, 1 million is actually small, right? That is a small amount in the grand scheme of YouTube. A lot of people are in the 20 millions if they're like a big name now. So honestly, from this perspective, I could see like maybe he paid them for an advertisement. Maybe something else is going on behind the scenes. Maybe they don't like Mr. Beast and they were trying to like create drama or something. Should he have made that comment in that way? Probably not.
Yeah, like there is other things, but just like I feel like that's something like he should have like a more. The way he said it, it just felt like he was like such a small fry, and it's like, I'm actually bigger, and he just kind of felt really snarky about it. I'm like, okay, I'm not saying you're not big, but just the way he said it.
Mm-hmm. And it is hard because Mr. Beast, he is absolutely the kind of person who anything he tweets is going to be like a single sentence. So that's definitely really hard to see what he means by anything because he doesn't give any context. It's just like a thought he had, which is why most people these days have a PR person that screens all of their tweets for them. He doesn't.
No, I'm trying to find it. I think he might have actually deleted it. Which I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
So, all I'm seeing is Team Water stuff. But yeah, again, that was just really out of the blue. I was not expecting something like that from Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Because at that point, also, I feel like Rolling Stones is not his priority. I feel like he is above that. So, like, it doesn't really matter what this random internet post says, like, at that point. He has, like, 500 million subscribers?
Yeah. Did you ever watch Beast Games?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, Beast Games Season 2, apparently, I think it said wrapped filming.
That was fast.
Yep, it was real fast. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of time. The biggest time consumer is the set, like making the sets for it. Mm-hmm. After that, it's literally like they film everything in maybe a month.
That's fair. I guess Beast Games 1 did well.
Yeah, it did real well for, what was it, Amazon that it was on?
Yeah, I think so.
So we'll see what happens with that, but anyways, next thing. Hold on, go back to my list here. What is this about Good Luck Charlie?
Okay, so this is just really funny. Do you remember that show, Good Luck Charlie, on Disney?
Briefly. Remember, I didn't watch
Jesse.
Disney Channel, so...
So Good Luck Charlie's was a show where it's a family, and they were making videos for the younger daughter, okay? And it's mostly, like, the older sister. Well, Charlie started 11th grade.
Oh.
The baby started 11th grade this year.
Dang.
And I saw that, and I felt really old, and I thought I should share it with the world.
Yeah, that'll make you feel old.
That's all I wanted to say.
Dang.
Uh-huh. You don't even have to watch it to feel old.
Yep.
Anyway, what else do we got?
So the last thing that we have on our list here is the age verification.
Yeah. So pretty much Steam and YouTube are doing, like, they're trying to do better. For example, YouTube, I forget if we mentioned this, you can now curse in your first, 7 seconds or something, and you won't instantly get demonetized. And you can actually go through and put a plea in and, get your old videos monetized, if that happened in the past. Well, on top, when, the same week that they did that, they will decide if you're old, AI will use to decide if your account's over 18.
Yeah, so it'll read basically everything that you've watched and decide, is that thing something that a child would typically watch or an adult would typically watch, and compare that to everything else that you've watched. And if it seems more like a child is watching, then it'll require you to verify your age using a form of legal ID.
Yeah, and speaking of legal ID, apparently, I don't know how true this is, GTA 6 will also apparently have a third-party software to put your ID in to verify that you're old enough to play, because they're trying to protect the kids from the strippers.
Which, okay, sure, but 90% of the people who played GTA 5 were probably underage. So, they're kind of cutting down their own income.
But it's also like $100, and now I have to put my legal ID into a third party. So, and think about all the leaks we've had over, in gaming, all the leaks we have. I'm not trusting my ID with a game studio.
Yeah.
I already struggle to trust PlayStation or Xbox with my ID if I need to put that in there, my credit card information, let alone my ID with a single game, no matter how big they are.
Yeah.
And then the reason I remembered this stuff was, I was going through Twitter literally before we recorded, and I saw something. Steam is now prompting me to prove I'm over 18. Do you know why that's funny?
Why?
They have a years of service badge for 19 years. So the account is at least 19 years old, but now they have to prove that they're 18.
Lovely.
So, and they're level 32. That's not just it's a random account that's sat there for 19 years. They have actively been using that for time if they are level 32. So, yeah.
It's getting weird. Listen, to an extent, I understand wanting to verify age, right? You don't want little kids playing mature games. But not every game that's rated mature is rated mature for the same reason, right? Some parents decide, okay, gore is okay for my child, right? If you want to let your child go and play Dead Space, sure, let your child play Dead Space. I wouldn't let my 10-year-old child play that, but to each their own, right? Every parent gets to make that decision for their child. So when this company decides that my child isn't allowed to do something, that automatically is less points, right? That means the parent needs to consider that when deciding what their child is going to play on. So, if Steam does this and Epic Games doesn't, and my child has a PC, then I'm going to say, hey, buy your games on Epic Games, not Steam. That way, you actually have the freedom to choose what you're playing.
Yeah. And actually, you know what? This reminds me, there's another thing we didn't talk about. With Steam, credit cards also can decide what you buy. I don't think we talked about that either. Certain credit cards are saying you cannot buy certain games. Now, these certain games are rated mature for mostly sexual content. That's not the end of the world, right? We don't really need them. And again, protecting the kids, protecting people, they don't need to be buying this stuff. The biggest problem with stuff like this is if they are deciding what's right or wrong. There's not a standard. They're deciding you can't play these games. So what's to say that they want to ban guns now? Where now you can't buy Call of Duty. You're 37 years old and you've been playing COD since you were a kid. You can't play Call of Duty anymore because your debit card says no.
Yeah. They could stop selling games to specific countries. Your location says that you're here. You're not allowed to use this. You're not allowed to buy 90% of the games on here. Only the approved games by your country are allowed here.
So that's the biggest thing that I'm worried about with stuff like this is, again, whether it's right or wrong, it's the fact that the moderation and the actual behind the scenes choosing, I can't trust any of them.
And think about how easy pirating has gotten in the last 5 years even. Pirating is so easy now. There's so many websites I can go on and just download the full unlocked version of a AAA game and play it all the way through. Sure, I won't get any achievements or something, but I get to experience the game. Think about how this is going to come across. If you're making it even harder for me to purchase a game, why would I not just go to a site and download it for free? Why would I not do that when you are restricting me from supporting the developers by paying with my own money or credit card to do so?
Man, it's going to be real interesting. We have so many good things happening, but at the same time, it's the collapse.
Yeah.
I just remembered one more thing, because we're coming up on an hour and a half, and I think that's where we should end it. Is there anything else you want to talk about this? There's one more thing I just remembered that we should talk about. Go for it. Marvel. Did you see the news with Doomsday?
What about it?
There was some actors that were caught. I don't know if they were just hurling insults at each other or physically in altercation, but there was some infighting between the actors.
Oh.
And it got so bad that they said they can either try your best to record it with the other person. We don't know who these people are, by the way. We don't know which actors were in this altercation. Or we can rewrite the movie where you do not interact with this character anymore.
Dang.
So I don't know who bigwig is like, yeah, we can't lose this person. Like if it's like, you know, Robert Downey Jr. or something, like we can't just lose our next. Like we've already lost Kang. We can't lose Doctor Doom. Or what? Like I don't know what these characters are, but like that kind of makes me a little worried about Doomsday. If the people, like this huge project, and now the actors are kind of like at each other's throats.
I mean, this is what happens when you keep going bigger. Like Endgame was a big movie, but the directors of this said this is their biggest movie yet. I think it was the Russo brothers, was their name.
Yeah.
They did Endgame, and they're doing this one. They say this one is bigger than Endgame. So if you keep scaling up, you're going to encounter more and more problems as you go, and this is one of them. The more actors you have starring in your movie, the more chance of one of them not liking the other you will have.
So, because that's happening next year, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Are you excited? Like, I have not seen Fantastic Four yet, but I think it's at home now, right? I think both Fantastic Four and Superman are at home.
I think so.
For streaming. And I do want to watch it. And
yes.
I think, from what I heard, Thunderbolts is also good.
Yes. All three of them are great. I've seen all three.
Doomsday? I'm just so scared. Because the build-up's not there. Like, the build-up has been awful in the last, like, 3 phases. In the last, like, 5 years.
Well, it's because they had to shift gears from Kang to Doom. They didn't have a chance to build up Doom. The first build
Kang
up for
was
Doom,
just struggle at the beginning.
It was. But now that even all they did with Kang has to be thrown away, or at least put on the bench until they can bring back the character with a little bit better writing and a better actor, period. But the only movie that we had that actually builds up Doom as a villain is a little tiny little bit in like the last 2 movies. That's it. That's all we've had, and it's not even that much.
And what movies are coming out other than Doomsday? Are we having any more? I think Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man is on the slate. I think there was like 1 or 2 more things that we're waiting for, but aside from that, I don't think there's much else.
So for this to be, and what? Secret War, or Secret, what's it called? Secret Wars is the end game, right? So, I think so, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Doomsday isn't even Endgame.
Nope, this is like Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron or Infinity War? Like, I feel like this is more the part
Well, Infinity War and Endgame were one movie, kind of. Like,
that's what I mean.
Was like
I think,
2...
Is this more Age of, like, the Avengers, or is this more
This
Infinity
is more
War?
Age
I
of
feel like
Ultron
it's more
because we're supposed to get a bunch of stuff in between Doomsday and Secret Wars.
So maybe this is more so the setup of Doom then? Instead of Doom being the villain, it's the setup of the world with Doom?
I guess. I don't know.
I'm scared. Anyway, guys, we'll talk about the superheroes. We'll talk about this and that. If you guys, again, I'll say for the 3rd time and final time, if you guys want to hear all about these nerdy topics and discuss them with us and react to these movies with us when they drop, make sure you join our Discord. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and iHeartRadio.
Yeah, do that. That one. Because people use that. That's right. We are on that. Hi, iHeartRadio listeners. Nice to meet ya.
I didn't forget about you. We hear you loud and clear. JJ, actually, I just realized. So, like, we have it on YouTube, too, and I see the comments in Spotify. Mm-hmm. Do we miss any comments on iHeartRadio? Have people been commenting and we haven't been getting them?
I don't know if you can comment on there.
Guys, if we had, we'll reach out soon.
Yep.
We promise. Thank you all for the support.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.